I'm Tammy Brawley from the Green Kitchen. We are here at Meadow Event Park with Virginia Heart of the Home. We are here to work with some great Virginia grown produce today. And I'm going to make you guys a delicious Portuguese kale soup. We are starting with a little bit of oil in our pot here, and we're going to saute some onions. Hearing that nice sizzle. I personally love the way onions smell when they're cooking. So we've got some nice onions in the saute pot with some nice hot olive oil. You can use a fat of your choice, but I prefer olive oil. Once that sautés just a little bit, we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of chopped garlic. You don't want to add the garlic by itself because it will burn really, really quickly. So you want to make sure you have a little cushion in there, and that's kind of part of the onion's job as well. So we're letting that saute up a little bit, and now we're going to come back and we're going to add some chicken stock. If you've got some homemade stock, certainly pull it out of the freezer. It's easy to make, especially if you have leftover chicken or turkey carcasses. You can add those to a little bit of water with some celery and carrots and let that boil, strain it out the next day, and you've got a delicious homemade chicken stock. So we've got about 6 cups of stock in our pot here, maybe add a little bit more. And once that stock comes to a little bit of a boil, then you want to go ahead and add your vegetables. So what we've got is we've got some delicious fingerling potatoes. Fingerlings are exactly as they sound. They look like fingers. I think they're kind of funny looking. But we've got some chopped potatoes here. We're going to add that to our broth. And Portuguese kale soup is sort of a peasant soup. It's sort of whatever you've got left over in the refrigerator. I've got potatoes, obviously, but we've also got white beans here. Doesn't have to be a white bean. If you have a preferable bean, if you like a kidney bean or say a pinto bean, you can certainly use those. Cannellini beans are great. They're a little bit bigger, but these are just simply white northern beans. And then you want to get that stirred again. And then you want to come back and let's get some sausage added to that. Got some Italian sausage, our Virginia grown products. We are using some things today that came from Old Tavern Farm. We've got some of their pork sausage as well as their delicious potatoes I've already mentioned, and the kale. We're just going to pinch off. You can cut the sausage if you'd like. I personally prefer to do it out of the casing. So I simply pinch the meat out of the casing. Little bite-sized chunks. They don't have to be perfect by any means. We're looking for flavor here. That'll take a few minutes to cook. Oh, this is looking good. We'll come back and add some of this delicious kale. Kale, as everybody knows, is one of the healthiest things in the world. Lots of different ways to do it. I like making kale salads, but I love putting it in soups. I love actually making kale pesto. So we'll just mix up a few greens in that. All right, this is looking delicious. All right, we're going to add our seasonings. We've got a little bit of kosher salt. And we're going to add a little coarse ground pepper. Now we're going to let that come to a boil. Once it has boiled for a little bit, then we're going to come back and hit it with a little bit of red wine vinegar. A nice little acid touch at the end is always nice. If you don't have any vinegar, you can certainly use lemon juice, or you can use white wine vinegar. It doesn't have to be red wine vinegar. It's just a nice little acid base at the end. So we'll be back in a few moments, and we will see what this looks like in a bowl. So we're back. Our soup has come to a boil. Now it's time to finish it and eat this delicious soup. It's the Portuguese kale soup I mentioned. We've got some delicious Virginia grown kale, Virginia grown fingerling potatoes in here, and we're going to finish this off with a little bit of acid, a little bit of red wine vinegar. You can certainly use any other vinegar you'd like, but just a couple tablespoons. Yes, I'm eyeballing it. Some chefs don't measure. So we'll put a spoon back into it, stir it up a little bit. This looks absolutely delicious. So now we're going to put it into a bowl. Of course, we're not going to eat it right away because it is definitely very, very hot at this point. And the best way to serve this is with some nice crusty bread. This does happen to be gluten-free, so if you've got a gluten-free allergy, it's okay to use that. Cut some nice crusty bread to go on our plate with our soup. There we go. There you have it. A nice bowl of deliciousness, Portuguese kale soup. I'm Chef Tammy Brawley from the Green Kitchen. Join us next week on Virginia Heart of the Home for some more delicious recipes.
Recipes from the heart of the home can be found on the Virginia Farm Bureau website at vafb.com, and visit Chef Tammy Brawley's website at greenkitchenrichmond.com.